What is going on, guys? Aaron here, Curls in the Rack, back again for another video, another DIY video. Now, I had this concept in my head since I had the Mad Spotter hooks, and I want to be able to use them with my power blocks. Now, we've confirmed that they actually do work with the power blocks, but you actually have to put them on their side to do any adjustments. So that means it's a little bit more difficult to add weight. Well, what I'm thinking is that if I go ahead and notch out a couple spaces on here, because the portion that goes onto the barbell needs to stick out through the bottom of the power block, we'll be able to adjust our weight the same way we would be able to adjust it on the normal power blocks by having that hole under there. Now, I am flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I have a couple hours tonight that the kids are sleeping before I go to bed to work on this. So we're gonna see if we can accomplish this. My only worry is, and I will take this apart and show you this in a minute, there is a cross beam that goes through the middle of this. Now, it's a support beam, but I honestly think that this will be able to support it without that, because it is also resting on the side pieces of the channel. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll test it out before you guys go ahead and do it, and we'll see how it works out. So let's roll. Okay, so before I go ahead and disassemble this thing, what I'm gonna do is take some measurements. That way I know exactly where I want my dumbbell to sit when I put it back up here, and to make sure that we get that hole right in the center, so that way our dumbbell hook can go through here. So about halfway over, and this is about 8 inches, is 4 inches. So 4 inches should send me right in the middle portion of this dumbbell here, where the handle is gonna be. Then what I would do is measure halfway up, and it looks about 8 inches up. So I'm gonna go 4 over and 8 up. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure the dumbbell with the hook on it to decide how big of a gap I want to put on there, and then make it slightly bigger just so we don't have any mishaps to the side or above. Now I have my center hole measured out there where I'm gonna go, and I just wanna measure the hook that's gonna go through the bottom portion. And it looks like it's about 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I will probably do maybe 5 1/2 by 4. 5 1/2 by 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that out on here. 5 1/2 by 4, 5 1/2 by 4. And that way I'll have a nice diagram and some extra space when I'm gonna put this guy through here. And if you're wondering to yourself why this thing is red and also has wheels on it, I have a couple other videos showing how I upgraded this guy, added wheels to it just so I could roll it around into the locations where I wanted to use the dumbbells, and also painted it just to sort of match the decor around the gym that I wanted to do. So if you're interested in those videos, I will link them up on the top of the screen right now. All right, so now that we have this piece off of here, as you can see, there's a big piece of channel that goes through the middle, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. I'm actually going to hack right through this because it is where we are going to want to put our gap in here, but I think it's going to hold up fine. And what I'm going to do is do some starter holes just to make sure that I can get my jigsaw into this guy, and then we will cut it out and go from there. All right, guys, I don't have a problem admitting when I make a mistake, and last night I made a bit of a mistake. I want to show you guys before you do the same exact thing. I did not realize that the space that I was going to be cutting out went right over this bracket right here. Now, this bracket I'm going to need on there because I need to attach the sides back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this over a tiny bit, and I think I'm still going to have enough clearance. The dumbbells are just going to have to sit closer to the center, and so I will sort of make this one go out this way a little bit more, and then this one is going to have to go out this way, and then I will fix up any ugliness over here after the fact, hopefully. All right, guys, so admittingly, that was a little bit more work just due to the fact that I didn't measure correctly and the fact that it was kind of difficult to get that bar out of there. Just with the tools I had, nothing was going to cut all the way through, or a jigsaw was going to jut into that thing. So it took me a little bit longer, and I'm not even going to embarrass myself by showing you guys the footage. Now, as you can see, I do have the holes on here. It is very rough. Things need to be sanded down, so I'm going to do that afterwards. I'm even going to move this a tiny bit farther this way, but the concept is the fact that we have our Mad Spotters here. They go through the hole and can change the weight. And there we go. So I'm going to go clean it up. And I'm also going to, because I don't really like the little pads they have in here, they slip around a lot. So I'm going to make something better, which will then hide any of the blemishes or overcuts that I've done here. So I will show you that when I'm done, and we will test it out. All right, guys, so as you can see, I did complete it successfully. And what I went ahead and did, just because I didn't like the fact that there was a tiny lip here, and I didn't like how the dumbbells kind of slid around on this grippy mat that they had built into this guy, I went ahead and I took a horse stall mat, or rather a mat that I had used previously in my gym, and I went ahead and made it 20 by 8. That is what fit in my particular power box stand. And then I cut out a hole that was slightly smaller than the cutout that I had previously made, hides any of the blemishes. I realize there's some pen on here, but I will be removing that soon. But this makes it so that when you put the dumbbell on here, it does not move at all. And also, if you go all the way down and slip it into 90, it goes in smoother because it raises it a tiny bit up here. Well, guys, that's it. That's all I have for that sort of hack that you can do to your stand. It's going to work well on pretty much any stand. You see the concept. Might be slight differences there, but if you're going to attempt this, you probably know what you're doing. Anyways, on the next video, I'm going to be doing a review on two of the dopest handles that I've ever seen from Track Fitness. This is the Sport and Pro version. As you can see, they slide, they twist, and the handle rotates. Same thing on the Sport. So I'll have a full review coming out on these guys very soon. So subscribe, turn on your notifications, like this video if you liked it, and until next time, peace.